What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Rudy Rodriguez Show in the building. Hurricanes Unfiltered in the building. Powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Facts over feelings, baby, all day long. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful day. We are about, 36 hours away, 37 hours away from game time, 12 noon Saturday. I'm recording, Thursday night. It's 11 p.m. right now. Thanksgiving night. Got a lot of food in my belly. Probably going to eat some more before I go to bed. But folks, we got a game, man. We got a game coming up this Saturday that is for our season. And we know it, and we better not take it for granted. We better be ready to go. We better be ready to play. We better be ready to bust some heads. Or as Al Blades used to say, I'll just play it for you. Here we go.
It's gonna take three motherfucking things. It ain't gonna be easy, but fuck these motherfuckers. It's gonna take three motherfucking things, and that's what? Hit shit, bust shit, talk shit, talk shit, talk shit. It runs too hard and too long. I want you to look at the man beside you and say, I am the baddest motherfucker you know. I'm the baddest motherfucker you know. It's gonna take three motherfucking things, and that's what? Hit shit, bust shit, talk shit, talk shit, talk shit. Let's go kick some motherfuckers. Hold your hands up high. Hold your hands up high. Remind the king you passing by. Remind the king you passing by. Hold your hands up high. Hold your hands up high. Remind the king you passing by. Remind the king you passing by. From north to south. From north to south. We really knock them out. We really knock them out. From north to south. From north to south. We really knock them out. We really knock them out. Howdy, howdy, howdy,
Stick and bust dick.
Stick and bust dick.
Them canes on
shit. Them canes on shit. Stick and bust dick. Stick and bust dick. Them
canes on the shit.
Them canes on shit.
Did that give you some energy there, people? Hurricane fans, did that get you nostalgic? Did that give you that juice? It's going to take three motherfucking things. And beyond that, it's going to take three more things. ESV. Excitement, energy, swarming, violence. That is what it will take. You can take everything else that is involved with this football game between the Miami Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Panthers, and you can toss it in the trash. This game is going to come down to one thing. Well, I'm sorry, three things. Six things. Hit, stick, and buzz, dick, and dog shit. And energy, excitement, swarming, and violence. That is what it will take for the Miami Hurricanes to do what they got to do at Pitt this weekend. It does not matter who they're playing. It doesn't matter who's on the field. It just matters that they play with an abandonment and an urgency of wanting to deliver pain. You want to deliver pain. Pain. Repeating pain. I'm gonna give myself some goosebumps right here. Before we continue, let me give a shout out to our sponsor of the show, Natalie Lopez, attorney at law. When life hits hard, the law firm of Natalie Lopez hits back harder. She practices in criminal defense work here in Florida. You can give her a call today at 954-888-8833. You can reach her on Instagram at nat.guilty. That's nat.guilty on Instagram. Appreciate you, Natalie, for your continued support of our show. Let's jump back in on this thing. I got the goosebumps, man. I'm ready to play some football. Oh, by the way, also, we do have our merch. We have a Black Friday sale going on for our merch store. Go check out it. It's in the description. Code Hurricanes25. That's Hurricanes, capital letters, 25. 25% off the entire store through Monday, 11:59 p.m. Please do support the channel by grabbing some merch. I do appreciate y'all. But again, 25% off the entire store. And people did ask about Scullies. I made them. They're in the store now. So it's getting colder. Go get yourself a Scully. That's what it's going to take to win this game. That's what it's going to take to dominate this game. Because all that stuff about not having these things that matter, like, quality wins, spectacular wins, winning by large margins, you need to do all that. The offense has to be the most creative that Shannon Dawson has had all season. That's one. Mario Cristobal this week, when he talked to the media, he talked about Carson Beck, talked about the players that have been out. Canes apparently have had, I didn't even realize it was this many, but Canes have had between 6 and 7 players out for the duration of the month of November. 6 or 7 starters. Now, 6 or 7 starters on a 22-man starting lineup on both sides of the ball is pretty damn significant. And he made a point to let everybody know that they're back. Pretty much everyone's expected to play this Saturday. Pretty much everyone is expected to be full go this Saturday. You're going to get the team that was playing the first 5 weeks in bodies on the field. I think we've seen what Ahmad Moulton has been doing the last couple of weeks. Been fantastic. We're going to have Jacoby Thomas. We're going to have CJ Daniels. We're going to have OJ Frederic. We're going to have Mark Fletcher. I do want Gerard Pringle to start. I'll be real. But we're going to have all of these guys back in the lineup on that field. Now, he also made a point to let people know Carson Beck. Well, Carson Beck, didn't really practice in the spring. He didn't practice in the summer. We are getting the best version of Carson Beck right now. I do hope it's not too late, because the version of Carson Beck that I saw play last week at Virginia Tech and play versus NC State the week before, utterly fantastic. Fantastic. No complaints whatsoever. And I don't think anyone should have a complaint over how he's played the last few weeks. No interception. I think he has 8 touchdowns, no picks. He's playing as one of the best, if not the best, quarterbacks in the country these last 3 weeks. Let him cook. Let him cook. Keep the foot on the gas the entirety of this game. Pittsburgh does not have a terrible defense, but they don't have a good defense. They are like 70th in points per game. They're higher in yardage. They are very good against the run. They're top 10 in the country against the run. So what does that mean? That means you got to throw the football. That means but you do have to establish a run, but you're going to have to throw the football. Their pass defense is like 100th around there. It's pretty shitty. I'm trying to look for it again. But their pass defense is pretty shitty. So keep that in mind, that you should see the Hurricanes throwing the ball down the field once again. Like, just as an example, their pass defense is worse than Texas State. It's worse than FAU. It's worse than UL Monroe. It's worse than Akron. It's worse than La Tech. It's worse than UConn. Worse than Ball State. Like, their pass defense is susceptible to being hit. And, they're probably between 80, 90, and 100, something like that, just at quick glance. They are 8-3. They have something to play for, just like we have something to play for. They have a chance to get to the ACC championship. The Hurricane football players have got to know that when they get up there, they're playing a team that has a reason. They have a reason. There is a purpose. Because if they do win, they have a chance to go to the ACC championship, just like we do. Because that's their only road to the playoffs. Nonetheless, we can't afford to lose. We can't afford to let down. We can't afford to have mistakes. We can't afford to be sloppy. We can't afford to commit dumb penalties. We have to be clean. We have to be focused. We have to be lasered in on approach. And we have to be ready to deal with a freshman quarterback named Mason Heinchel. Mason Heinchel is a damn good quarterback. He's 6-1 as a starter. Pittsburgh is scoring 35 points per game around there. Let's see what their exact numbers are. They are scoring 37.6 points per game. They are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're 12th in scoring. You want to know who's 5th in scoring? South Florida. And I bring that up because South Florida is a team that's fairly similar to Pittsburgh. Quarterback dominant, guy who can get out of the pocket, guy who can make plays, guy that can make good throws. Pittsburgh does have a good running back in Jadarian Turner. I mean, he's legit. But what did we do to South Florida? We made them invisible. If you go look at South Florida this season, I know we played them a while ago. If you look at South Florida this season, since the game we played against South Florida, they have scored 63, 54, 63, 48, 31, 55, 38, and 48 points. The only other team that held them under 20 was the Florida Gators, and they scored 18 points in that game. That was a win. They scored 34 points at Boise State. The Miami Hurricanes individually have distorted South Florida's scoring because if it wasn't for that Hurricane game, South Florida might be leading the country in scoring. So it's not out of the ordinary for us to deal with a team that scores points. We've shut them down before. We shut down the Florida State offense. At the time was a very good offense. We shut down an NC State offense that was scoring over 30 points a game a few weeks ago. It's time to do this again. Shut down an offense that is averaging 400 yards, 406 yards per game, 281 in the air, 125 on the ground. The Canes average 275.8 in the air and 151 on the ground. Canes averaging 33.7 points per game. And they will have this opportunity to make a statement. You got to make a statement. You got to hit Mason Heinchel hard. You got to hit him early. I don't know. I haven't watched film on Pitt in terms of the Notre Dame game because that was the real game. I mean, I watched the game, but I didn't rewatch it. You better have watched that Notre Dame Pitt game. That film better be in your brain because clearly Notre Dame figured something out about Pitt in that game that they were able to expose for the duration of the game. Of course, it's going to start with a pass rush. The Miami Hurricanes pass rush has to be relentless. It has to be aggressive. It has to be smart. It has to attack. It has to tackle. You cannot give this kid opportunities to break tackles. He is a hell of a quarterback. I have a great deal of respect for that guy. And I've been very, very impressed by his performance. He got 1,899 yards passing in 7 games. He completes at 63.1%. He is a bit of a gunslinger a little bit. I mean, he's got 6 picks, so he can throw picks. He's been sacked 26 times in 7 games. That means he gets sacked a lot. So you can get him. You can get him. Okay? I mean, Jakari, not Jadarian. Jakarian Turner, 114 carries, 615 yards. He is their leading running back. Now, up until last game, you probably didn't know his name, but everybody better know his name now after the way he ran that ball on Georgia Tech, going for 201 yards on 21 carries. He only had 5 carries for 15 yards against Notre Dame. In fact, let's go look at that stat box. Leading rusher for Pitt in that game was Jules Goff, who had 5 for 35. But yeah, they could not run the ball. Heinchel could not throw the ball. He was sub 50%, kind of like, what we did to CJ Bailey. He had 1 pick. And Jeremiah Love rushed for 147 on them. And this is a game in which CJ Carr did throw 2 interceptions. We have got to be ready to put belt to ass on Pitt. It's just that simple. You contain Mason Heinchel, you hit Mason Heinchel, you stop the run, and you make Mason Heinchel have to beat you. You make him have to beat you. You stop the run early, and this is what I'm going to say, and this is going to be very, very critical in this game. The stretch plays, the ones that go, on the outside that sometimes can get cut back up when there's a hole. You have to maintain gap integrity. You have to maintain your assignments. You have to read your keys. You have to do your job defensively. We have struggled with running backs like Turner. Isaac Brown is a guy that's like Turner. We had problems with Virginia Tech's running game. It was stretching us wide. And when they stretched us wide, we were not in our responsibilities. We didn't hold contain properly. But it seems like every time we have a game like that, we respond with a really, really impressive defensive performance. Every time our defense seems to respond at a very high level. I mean, we responded exceptionally against Stanford. We responded even better against NC State. We respond. I mean, look, Syracuse game, yeah, it was a close game in the first half, but they could not do a whole lot with the ball. Let's not forget that. They didn't do a lot. But I wouldn't say that we played great in that game, but the next game against NC State, we responded with a very dominant performance. So it's very, very important that we respond on the road with a dominant performance. Turn that stadium off before it has a chance to wake up. It's a 12 noon start. It's a 12 noon start, man. You got to be ready to go at 11 a.m. You need to be lathered up in a sweat when this game starts because it's going to be cold. Follow what Nick says, my partner. He says, take 2 shots of Hennessy. I don't know if college kids will be allowed to do that, but you have to put it out of your mind that it's cold. You have to pretend you're on the beach, and you have to be ready, willing, and able to light people up. I don't care if you draw a penalty for hitting somebody. Don't get kicked out of the game, but I don't really care all that much if we draw a penalty here early on where we put our helmet through someone's chest. I won't mind if a sack happens and one of our big linemen just magically land directly on Mason Heinchel's chest. Won't be upset. Maybe they won't call, maybe they will. Or maybe it'll knock the air out of him and take him out of the game. Because you know what? Back when I played, if you knock the quarterback out, you had a much better chance of winning. And every coach I ever knew said, we knocked the quarterback out, you have a better chance of winning. No one's asking him for it to be injured, but no one's minding if he gets hurt for that game. So that is of utmost importance. Carson Beck, no interceptions. Keep it clean. Continue to play clean. Continue to be confident. Continue to take shots down the field. Shannon Dawson, please have some levels of creativity here. This is a team that we can throw the ball on. For sure it is. This is a team that we can score points on. For sure it is. Just as an example, Pittsburgh has given up 31, 34, 31, 30, 30. Okay, let's go. 31, 34, 31, 34, 28. Teams and 37. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that they've given up at least 30. We haven't given up more than 26, and it took overtime for that. I don't believe Pittsburgh can score enough to beat us. I just don't. I think our defense is just too damn good. I genuinely believe that. It's not about that though. It's about how much you dominate by. That's really what it comes down to. It's about how much you dominate by, how much you dominate. Because I think winning is just a piece of it. You have to win impressively. If you win 37-15 or more, It looks better. If we go in there and win 45-10, it looks great because it leaves no doubt because of all the commentary about Notre Dame. Forget the head-to-head game now. You can have two comparables in the last 4 weeks in which we mud stomped NC State worse than they did, and then we mud stomped Pitt worse than they did. Now you have to have another conversation, albeit the first one should be enough, but we never know because 27-24 or 24-21 might not be enough in the eyes of the committee to jump us without help from some other place, like someone else losing. Which I do think someone else will lose. I do believe some people. I do believe some people will lose. I don't believe that everyone that we need to lose is going to win. So, and that goes from the ACC to the other teams that are playing in the top 10 this um this weekend. Starting tomorrow with Ole Miss against Mississippi State. It's a game to keep an eye on because if Ole Miss loses to Mississippi State, they're going to be out of it. They'll be done. They're going to fall out. So, we are here. We got to go to Pitt ready to go. All the shit that's been spoken about all week, last few weeks about the CFP. None of it matters if we don't go win at Pitt on Saturday. None of it matters. And I do believe that Miami will bring forth an A-level game. I do believe that Miami is, and this isn't for shits and giggles of being being a Canes fan. You have seen a difference in their play the last couple of weeks. Offensively, you've seen a difference. Defensively, you know they're good. You know how good they are. Even against SMU had negative 2 yards rushing in regulation. So even in a day where they gave up pass yards, rush yards, couldn't move the ball. So we need to look like that. We need to look like that defense that shut everything down, made DJ Lagway look horrible, made CJ Bailey look horrible. That's the defense we need to show up. And if that's the team that shows up, there's no doubt in my mind that Miami wins this game big. And I'm going to come out here right now and say it. Miami 45, Pitt 10. I think this is finally the game in which Mario Cristobal says, fuck it. This run the ball bullshit, this 3 yards in a cloud of dust, this 8-possession game bullshit. No. We need more possessions. We need a pick six. That would help. Fumble recovery for touchdown. We need that. We need to have a 21-0 lead like Notre Dame had at Syracuse in the first quarter. We need that. That'd be beautiful. But I mean, that's unlikely. But we need to have some defensive plays that create points. But we got to have more than 8 possessions. We can't have these 8.5-minute drives. Can't have drop touchdown passes. We can't settle for field goals. I watched last week. The Cleveland Browns had 9 possessions in the first half. First half of their game. 9. We had 8 for an entire game. It's ridiculous. So we need to have that ball. We need to push that ball. And I think this is the game where Mario Cristobal finally. I think he's starting to finally see it with his comments earlier this week. Yo, we've been out 7 starters, bro. Carson Beck is finally healthy. Finally healthy. We've been out 7 starters, and our QB is finally truly healthy. And you see it on the field. But this is the one where it's like, yo, balls to the wall. Take no prisoners, leave no doubt, all that good stuff. All them cliches, we need them all for Saturday. Miami 45, Pitt 10. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. It's Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.